I am with Andrew, filmmaker of Where the Robot Things Are. Hi, Andrew.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. We're so happy to have you here at the Fantasy Film Festival in Paris. Can you please introduce yourself quickly and say 2 words about yourself?
My name is Andrew McGregor. I am an author, filmmaker, and roboticist and performer and magician and based out of Los Angeles. And I'm really happy to be here. Thank you.
We're also happy to have you. So your short film, Where the Robot Things Are a mix of anime and fiction. Can you explain why this choice and what the message is behind this?
Yeah, the film actually has a pretty interesting history. I wrote this first draft of the screenplay after I was doing war photography in the Eastern Congo. So I saw things there that you can't.
Eastern Congo, why?
I was working as a photojournalist and teaching journalism in refugee camps. I was trying to use journalism as a vehicle for peace and to prevent people from dying.
That's amazing. So the inspiration of the movie came from your work in East Congo?
Exactly. So I was trying to do everything I could, like from advocacy to going to Washington, D.C. in America to try and stop atrocities in Central Africa. And so one of those ideas I had was to use fiction in a way that kind of like the old Star Trek inspired people about the future. So I wanted to create a story that would inspire the engineers to work on landmines, which are one part of kind of war and what makes children die, right? So there's an organization that already trains rats to find landmines. So when I wrote the film, I thought, what if you integrated technology into this other innovative approach? And hopefully that would be inspiring to people. And then to answer your question of why it's half animated is I initially was trying to build the robot in the movie. So it was supposed to be initially live action, but I came across a very difficult challenge in robotics of having a robot and an animal have a working relationship together. But I didn't know what I didn't know, as the phrasing goes. So eventually we had a kind of robot, but it didn't do what was needed for the film. So at that point, I have a dear friend and colleague named Stephen Kyoto, and he does all sorts of amazing stuff. Like he and his brothers built the puppets for Team America World Police and things like that. So I worked with him to kind of tell the story and tell the emotions of the relationship between the animal and the robot. And then we had this choice of, do you go with like CGI kind of thing, but there was no real budget for it. So what we decided to do was a very interesting animation technique of mixing 3D and 2D. So you have a photorealistic part of it and then the animated part of it. And this has been used occasionally throughout the history of cinema, but by us kind of adopting this unique style, we were able to kind of give the movie a very distinct vision and a voice, if you will, that kind of expresses this new relationship between a rat and a robot saving humans from a minefield. Yeah.
Must be very fun to watch. So it all comes from resilience, those mixing animation and fiction, plus the message you want to have and the impact you want to have through this short film. I cannot wait to watch it here later today. Thank you, Andrew, for your time. We're very happy to have you here again, and I'll see you later.
Okay. Merci beaucoup pour toi. Merci.